Hola, Colas. As we all know, we'll be going up against Levante tomorrow. And of course, there are a number of situations that we need to address. Number one is the fact that despite everything, despite letting some of our major players go, we're still not in the 1-1 rule. Now, that is one thing that actually baffles me a lot because how do you tell us or how do you come out at a point of the season to tell us that, okay, we might be in the 1-1 rule anytime soon? And all I mean, every fan of Barcelona, every culé come out to jubilate, to rejoice about that, only for you to come out later to tell us that we're going to take a while to get back to the 1-1 rule, and also going to take a while to get back or to have to be able to go back to the Camp Nou. Now, this is something that I do not really appreciate that Joan Laporta is doing with the fact that they are withholding so many information. It just makes me want to think that there is something going on with the club that they are not actually coming out to tell us about. But that aside, another situation at the club that I'm so not comfortable with at the moment is the registration issue. And even Hansi Flick himself is beginning to have issues with it. I mean, you can tell from the press conference that he held that he's somewhat frustrated. I don't know if frustrated is the word that I'm supposed to use. Hansi Flick coming out to say that is not okay with it. I mean, they told him same thing happened last season. We had to deal with registration issues, but one way or the other, we needed to still bypass it. And so hopefully we might bypass it. But the truth is, Hansi Flick, although he's human, yeah, you're not going to expect him to act like a robot. So I feel right now Hansi Flick is also facing or feeling exactly what us fans are feeling. Hansi Flick is also having that emotions the way us fans are feeling that same emotion. Is the emotion of, okay, are we still here? I mean, do we really have to still be here? What exactly is going on? When exactly does this end? So, and see, Fleek feeling frustrated right now, I think is justified because now I think. I mean, I dare say that this situation is really, really going to be hurting in the dressing room. I mean, it's going to be causing some sort of, say, some sort of discomfort, some sort of it's not going to be that peaceful in the dressing room. And at the end of the day, the the peacemaking the peacemaking is solely dependent on Hansi Flick, which, if you ask me, I'll tell you that is not supposed to be his duty. That is not supposed to be his job. But of course, Hansi Flick, I mean, I'm sure he already has it in his head that, okay, I'm here in this club already. And I also have to deal with whatever thing it is. Of course, he already signed a contract, so he knows that he has to deal with whatever thing that the club throws at him, even if at the end of the day, or even if honestly, we all know or we all believe that such a thing shouldn't be happening to a team like FC Barcelona. Take, for instance, it took us forever to be able to register both Joan Garcia and Marcus Rashford. I mean, finally, it's a good thing we eventually got to do that. But another one, or another thing that I feel might be making Flick frustrated is the issue of Gerard Martin. It's already bad enough that we let Inigo Martinez go up, our natural left footed centre back. We let him go to the Saudi side. Now, Gerard Martin had to step up in that position as a left centre back because, of course, naturally he's left footed. And so, Gerard Martin, the same Gerard Martin that stepped up as a left centre back, is not being registered. Now, the question is, when does all of those things end? It's really, really going to take a toll on Hansi Flick, considering the fact that we know that defensively right now we are not there. Defensively right now we are quite subpar, and it's really going to hurt the team to some extent if we do not have a left centre back. I mean, a naturally left-footed centre back. So I think Hansi Flick is exactly all of us at the moment, feeling the same way we are feeling, feeling terrible, feeling frustrated, he's feeling upset, but still we all just have to learn to learn to cope, learn to handle, or learn to endure with whatever thing this club throws at us. Now, we know that it is going to be quite difficult for us to get a similar profile to that of Inigo Martinez. We need someone to step up. We need someone that is going to be in that position. We can sign just any centre back, but at this point in time, we need a naturally left-footed centre back, and I mean a naturally left-footed player, and that person is who we found in Gerard Martin. And so there is absolutely no reason Hansi Flick cannot decide or just wish to convert him into a centre back because going back by what Gerard Martin used to play, he used to play as a centre back. He used to play as a centre back. So I think at the end of the day, it's a win for us, but only if we're able to eventually register Gerard Martin. Also, we're going to talk about Rini Bagdaji, who we signed for just a peanut, and we're still unable to register him. It is really, really an eyesore. And the question is, what exactly what exactly is Tebas and La Liga onto? I mean, we signed Rini Baghdadi for say peanuts, just a measly amount, and we're unable to register him. But then our neighbor, the White Angels. I don't know if I'm right by calling them the White Angels. Our neighbors, of course, Real Madrid, were able to register Franco Mastentuono. They were able to register him, but now we have issues to sign. I mean, we have issues registering our player that we signed for just a peanut. The question is, why exactly does La Liga keep picking on Barcelona? What exactly is our offense? What exactly have we done? Why are they being unfair to us? Why you one-sided treatment? Why do we get to be treated the way they are treating us? It's unfair. It's unfair. Actually, my fingers are crossed because I'm hoping. I mean, we all know that we've all seen Rene Bakdaji play. We've all seen that he's a complete and a brilliant backup for Lamine Yamal. So it's actually going to be a good thing for us if at the end of the day we eventually get to register him, and he's going to add so much squad depth to the team. And this now takes me to the question that Hansi Flick was asked during the press conference about Lamine Yamal's celebration. Now, the thing is, why are people getting triggered by Lamine Yamal celebration? Okay, he scores a goal and then he does this. He does the crown celebration. Why are people triggered by that celebration? Why is it a problem that he celebrates like that? You don't tell a player how to celebrate. You don't tell a player how to be happy or how to express his happiness, his joy after scoring a goal. And so, as Flick was asked, "What do you think about Lamine Yamal's celebration?" And Hansi Flick said, "I don't care about that." I mean, that response is something that I love so much. Hansi Flick goes on to say that he doesn't really care about that. All that matters is that he scores. I mean, he scores, and he said he cannot tell a player how to celebrate. Of course, at the end of the day, regardless of how you celebrate, regardless of what you say, all that matters is that you show up when your team actually needs you. And Lamine Yamal has been doing just that. I mean, he wouldn't pull up that celebration if he doesn't score. He only pulls up that celebration when he scores, which only means that he's turning up. It only means that he's doing he's doing exactly what his team needs from him. He's doing exactly what is required of him as a player, as a number 10, as a winger for the team. So Hansi Flick goes on to say that he doesn't have a problem with the way he celebrates because he cannot tell him how to celebrate. And but he knows that he's obviously doing everything to ensure that Lamine Yamal is of his best behavior. And if you ask me, I'll tell you that is exactly what we need from Hansi Flick. Not just be a manager to these boys, but also a father figure that they can all rely on, that they can, that they can easily walk up to and they can always look up to. That is one thing that I personally appreciate about Hansi Flick. The fact that he's not just there as a manager, he's not just there as a coach. He has given that room for relationship. He has given that room for friendship. I mean, we all see training videos, the way they all relate, the way they all play together. Just recently, I came across a video where Lamine Yamal, I mean, it's an old video, obviously. Lamine Yamal played the ball and he, you know, met with Hansi Flick, and then he went down, and Lamine Yamal had to go there to like pet him. I stood up and went back again, and then he started laughing. Ferran Torres was requesting for the social media manager, or let me say the person that was recording, to send the video to him. And there was another one where Lamine Yamal was, he dropped his pants, and then Hansi Flick went there to drag up the panties for him. I mean, you can tell that Hansi Flick is a very, very good manager, and not just a manager, he's like a father to them. He has created that relationship between them, and I think that is exactly what Lamine Yamal need at the moment. Is going to help him. Is going to ensure that Lamine Yamal is on the right track. Is going to ensure that Lamine Yamal has his head in the game. So at the end of the day, to those that are crying, let me use the word crying, to those who are crying, to those who are worried, to those who are complaining about the way Lamine Yamal celebrates, I think you guys would have to zip it up because even the manager does not have a problem with it. All that matters at the end of the day is that he steps on the pitch, he shows up what I mean, it does exactly what we all require of him to do. So there's also the issue of Casado, who are in the media. I mean, the media making the media rounds that Casado is likely to leave the club and would or might be sold for 30 million. But then Hansi comes out to say in this press conference that he spoke with Casado. Casado said he's not ready to leave, and even Hansi Flick himself said he doesn't want him to leave because I mean we all agree when we talk about squad depth, and then you see we keep saying that our midfield is stacked. Our midfield, we have so many players in that midfield. That is the reason why quite a number of coolers think we should sell both Fermin and Casado. Now there are so many matches where our players are fatigued, where our players are tired, where some of our players are even injured. Now we need Casado, we need Fermin, we need all these players to turn up. I mean, it makes it easy for us to rotate, especially in that midfield. So I think it's a good thing to see that Hansi Flick has come out to clear the air. Hansi Flick has come out to clear the air, and he came out to say that Casado is not going anywhere. I mean, I even saw a particular post that said Casado was told that he's not going to be getting so many playing time or so much playing time, and just to make him want to change his mind and say that he's going to leave the club. Well, there is one thing we all know about Casado. Casado is that player that even when he wasn't getting so many minutes, he didn't even bother to beg for it. Still, he stayed with the club. So yeah, Casado is here to stay. Now, moving forward, we're going to be talking about our possible expectations for our match against Levante tomorrow. Now, after the game against Mallorca, Hansi Flick came out to say that he wasn't satisfied with the way the boys played. Even I myself, as a fan, I came out to say in my post-match review that I am so not satisfied with the way we played, especially in the second half. We played with less urgency. It was as though we were the boys played as if we were 10-0 up, and which is totally unacceptable. And Antiflick himself came out to say that no, it was definitely going to speak with the boys because you can't be playing like that at the start of the season. I mean, if we are to score more goals, I think we should score more goals. We all know what scoring goals does. I mean, the goal difference and everything. We all know how good, how helpful it was for us at some point last season. So I want to believe that Hansi Flick has done whatever drilling he was supposed to do with the boys or to the boys. I want to believe he has spoken to them. He has said everything that needed to be said to them. And so we should expect so much more against Levante tomorrow. We should expect them to turn up in ways that we're not expecting tomorrow. I'm expecting all of our ratings. I think I'm expecting it to be all green, all green, all green against Levante tomorrow. Now, talking about our lineup, of course, we know that we're not going to. I mean, the lineup that we used against Mallorca, we had Joan Garcia in goal, and then we had Eric Garcia as our right back, then followed by Araujo as our right centre back. Then we had Kubarsi playing the left centre back, and also we had Balde. Then we had Frankie, Pedri, Fermin, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Ferran Torres up front. Now, the only person or the only people I'm going to talk about in this lineup is, say, Fermin Lopez. Fermin Lopez in that game against Mallorca did not really turn up. It wasn't really producing what we all expected. I mean, it wasn't producing at the level that we expected from Fermin Lopez. So I want to believe that there might be a little change in that position tomorrow. I mean, we are likely to be seeing Danny Olmo. Of course, I appreciate the competition that we have in that midfield. It's a healthy competition, by the way. If Fermin is not given what we're supposed to, or what he's supposed to give, Fermin Lopez. Danny Olmo gets to step up and delivers at the level that he's supposed to deliver. Of course, doing everything to ensure that he cements or he secures his place in the starting 11. And if Fermin Lopez refuses to turn up, if also Dani Olmo refuses to turn up, we have Gabi. I mean, we all know that for the last few games that he has played, he has shown up in a very, very different way, and we've all been. I mean, you would all accept when I say, or when I say that the Gavi that we have currently is the Gavi that we had before his ACL injury. So Fermin Lopez tomorrow might not be in the starting 11. Actually, this is my own expectation, my own prediction at the end of the day. So we might not be seeing Fermin Lopez in the starting lineup tomorrow. So we might be seeing Daniel Mo instead. And if not, maybe Gabi. Of course, Joan Garcia is going to still maintain his position as our number one goalie and number one goalkeeper. And then in the right back position, I I don't expect I don't expect to see Eric Garcia start as our right back against Levante tomorrow. I expect to see Jules Koundé, considering the fact that he recently just renewed his contract with the club. So everything is still high. I mean, we're in a high currently. And there is, if Hansi Flick chooses to use Eric Garcia against Levante again. I mean, using him for the start of the season, 2 games in a row, I feel is trying to pass a message. I feel it's a strong statement from Hansi Flick, but I don't want to believe what I don't want to believe, or I don't want to agree to what I have in my head. So I'm going to expect to see. I'm going to expect to see Kunde back in the right back position tomorrow. Like I said, Joan Garcia in goal, then Jules Kunde in the right back position. And also, beside Jules Kunde, I expect to see maybe Kubarsi or Christensen, which brings me to my question. Why exactly is Flick not trusting Christensen? I mean, Christensen is that centre back that can play both positions. He can use both his legs. He can play as a left centre back and can also play as a right centre back. So I want to understand why exactly Hansi Flick is not trusting or even giving minutes to Christensen. I mean, I think a fully fit Christensen will definitely make his way into the team more than a Raul. But at the end of the day, I want to believe that there is something Hansi Flick might have seen that we all are not seeing. At the end of the day, they all train together. So, say, let's expect Raul to be in the right centre back position tomorrow, with also Kobarasi by his side. Then, of course, Alejandro Balde as our left centre back. There is nobody dragging that position with my boy. Absolutely not even Geoffrey Torrens is dragging that position with Alejandro Balde. Then going forward, I expect to see, of course, Pedri. I mean, I mean, there is nobody, absolutely nobody, that is going to take that position from Pedri Gonzalez. Now, right beside Pedri, I'm not expecting to see Frankie de Jong, because I don't know if we've all heard, Frankie de Jong officially becomes a father for the second time. Okay, I didn't say that right. He becomes a father. Wait, I still did not say that right. Frankie de Jong welcomes another baby number 2, by the way, and so he hasn't been able to train with the team for the past few days, and so this might, I mean, it's definitely on a high. His mood is obviously heightened with excitement, obviously, and so it might be even fatigued from excitement. So we might not be seeing Frankie, or I might not be, or I do not expect to see Frankie in the starting lineup tomorrow. But this is where we get to have the Casado, same Casado that every fan, every or some fan thinks we should sell. So we might be seeing more of Casado tomorrow. And so alongside Pedri, we might be having Casado. And then up front, I expect to see Daniel Mo, because, like I said, Fermin did not turn up in the last game against Mallorca. So I expect to see Daniel Mo. And if not, I expect to see Gabi. But of course, I expect Danny Omo, because we saw the way he played against Mallorca when he came in. He tried to ensure that he got a goal and everything. So yeah, I expect to see Danny Omo. Of course, Lamine Yamal on the right wing, and then uh, Rafinha on the left wing, and then up front, I expect to see Ferran Torres. Now the question is, with Lewandowski back, are we going to see more of Ferran Torres, or is Lewandowski going to get back to his position? Now I think personally nothing. Personally, nothing, because at the end of the day, I am not Hansi Flick. Both of them are good strikers. Both of them are good starters. Both of them are beautiful centre forwards. But we all agree that uh, Ferran Torres might be more of a super sub in the team. So I mean, I think we should still have Ferran Torres tomorrow, because Hansi Flick might not want to rush Lewandowski, considering the fact that he just recovered from a particular injury and he just got back into the team. So we might be having. Let me just brush it down, brush it over again very quickly. Joel Garcia in goal, then Jules Kunde in the right back position, Arao in the right centre back, then Kubarsi in the left centre back, Alejandro Balde in the left back position, obviously. Then Pedri and Casado in the midfield as our double pivot, considering that Frankie De Jong has not been training with the team because he just welcomed another baby number two, by the way. And then up front, I expect to see Danny Olmo, and then on the right wing position, Lamine Yamal, the left, Rafinha, and then up ahead, I expect to see Ferran Torres. Say because Lewandowski just got back and he might still need a little bit more time to be put together. I mean, to put himself together. At the end of the day, I always tell you guys, this is just my own take. This is just my own formation. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. I always am open to hearing what you guys make of whatever thing I come out here to say. Let me know what you think about the situation at the club. I mean, the 1-1 rule that we are yet to reach, and the fact that we were lied to at some point. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about Casado. I mean, let me know how you feel about the fact that Hansi Flick had already come out to say that Marc Casado is not going anywhere. Let me also know what you, as a Couler, think about Lamine Yamal celebration. Do you think it's a problem? Do you think it's supposed to even be a problem at all? Let me know what you think about that. And most importantly, let me know what you think about this lineup against Levante, my lineup against Levante tomorrow. Or if you have a contrary opinion, please let me know this. I mean, drop it in the comment section. And of course, like I would say, while at it, don't forget to like, share, and if you're new to this YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe and also turn on your notification so you can get to know whenever I post a video. My name still remains Adejoke Adebisi, and as always, Visca Barça, Visca El Catalunya. I love you guys so much. And yes, I'll see you guys right after the match tomorrow. Bye.